Marva, Farrington, YNC, USN. When I was there during Desert Storm and Desert Shield, Desert Storm, was that a group of us got to go on JEST, which is Jungle Environmental Survival Training. And it was a 3-day course, 2 nights in the jungle, and we had a Negrito guide. And he was wonderful, and he guided, he didn't do, he guided. We were issued 1 canteen of water, 1 baggie, small baggie of rice, and a machete, and a poncho. And that was it. I mean, of course we had our uniforms on and stuff like that, but that was the extra that we were given for this 3-day tour. And it was, we had to catch our own food. We set out snares for the wild chickens and whatnot, and it was, and we were taught how to cut down bamboo and use that as pots, you know, to cook our rice in and to boil the water and all that kind of stuff. So that was really interesting. And then he invited the whole group that was there to come down and see his village and see how the Negrito people lived and stuff. Negrito people are the Aborigines of the Philippines. And to see how his people, he was the chieftain for his particular village. And there's just myself and one other lady, Donnell, that went and visited his village, and an eye-opener to very much so. He was very pro education, and his village was on 2 sides of a river, a very large river, that when the water was low, you could cross by walking on the rocks. When the water was high, you couldn't cross. And so he had a little dormitory built in outside his little home there, to house the kids from the other side of the river so that they wouldn't miss school. But he took us on a tour of his whole village, and we saw how they lived and how they worked, and what they did to earn money and so that they could live. We went to a refugee camp for the hill people, because the hill people were I wouldn't say enemies, but they weren't friendly with the people that lived in the valley. And so they couldn't just mingle in among, we went to a refugee camp and saw how those conditions were. And they mistake both Donnell and I for UN people. We didn't tell them we were Navy, we didn't tell them we were military, because we had to get special permission to go to his village, because it was in an area that was not totally friendly. And so we just said, yeah, we didn't confirm or deny. Anyway, so, but that was very interesting, and I always wish there was something I could do to help, but I wasn't in a position to help, unfortunately.